And we're already underway here. Chucky Preston gets us going for Northern Ireland. Normally you see both tables start at the same time, Tony, but we're underway on the right, and we've got to catch our breath and go again here, but I think we could be in for another good match, but France absolutely favourites here. Northern Ireland are going to have to play some good stuff.
Yeah, we watched Northern Ireland get through last night in that playoff. They're going to have to up the gears if they're going to get near France, I think, in this one. But who knows? The drama we had between Wales and India, that was incredible scenes at the end. The frame toing and froing. There's Chucky Preston now, plays a very good shot to get on that red ball.
I like to look back at the matches they played in the group stage just to sort of see what we might be in for here. And really interesting that the closest anybody got to beating France in the group stages was Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland won 4 out of 5 to get themselves into a deciding frame. Chucky Preston, who's on the right now, ended up losing that to Colette Hendrickson, but they lost in a deciding frame. So, and that was yesterday as well, so real fresh memories for Northern Ireland of a very good performance against France, just coming up short. So they absolutely should believe here.
Lisa Dart on table 1 for Northern Ireland.
Yeah, Lisa's taking on Marion Jude. It's her final day as the WEPF World Champion. Tomorrow we will crown a new champion. She lost in a heartbreaking quarter-final yesterday to Kirsty Davies. A tough one for Marion to get over, but she's very young and she already has 2 world titles to her name, so she'll be fine. Chucky Preston's gone through this one on the right very quickly and very smoothly.
Yeah, great finish.
Very good start for Northern Ireland, a start they wanted to see. And you know they're going to sing. Win or lose, they are going to sing. We are going to hear from this Northern Irish team. Can't help but feel Lisa's sort of getting herself down a rabbit hole here, but at least she has an angle to play a breakout shot, but not guaranteed to come out nicely for her. She's got a little bit deep into that one and turns the table over to Marion. This Northern Irish team, they're a squad of 5, so there's no rotation, there's no substitutions, it is just the 5 of them, and they are being led by, no surprise, by Emma Cunningham. She was brilliant throughout the group stages, only lost the 4 frames, finished at 83%, finished second in the individual honours in the group stages, but Chucky Preston was right with her. Only lost the 6 frames and finished 4th as well. So the 2 of them have really been leading this team. They've done the lion's share of the damage. They've sort of carried this team between the 2 of them. Lisa Dart, Ashley Dinsmore and Roisin Smith have come in when they've needed to, but they're all going around or just under the 50% mark. So for Northern Ireland here, you feel that they really do need Emma and Chucky to continue doing what they're doing, and maybe 1 or 2 of the others to really stand up and sort of get in amongst it as well. So they know what they need to do, and I think interesting the way they've set this one up for Chucky to go out first and set the tone, which she has, and might be sending Emma out later. Well, we know she's not going to play in the first 3 because she's not out there yet.
I look at the 2 teams in, well, all the ladies' teams, and you look at their marquee players, let's say. France have 2, Marion Jude and Colette Henriksson. Northern Ireland have 1, Emma Cunningham. I mean, I'm talking marquee players. We're talking the elite of the elite. Don't get me wrong, they're all very, very good players for internationals. And that's where I think this match is won and lost.
Yeah, when it really comes down to the wire, I mean, and that's why the deciding frame that they won yesterday was, it was Colette Hendrickson. It was one of the gun players coming up and winning a huge frame, and it was actually Colette that finished at the top of the table in the individual honours.
And interestingly, the three marquee players that are playing in this match here, yesterday all went out of the ladies singles, all three of them. So they're all playing for this. They haven't got the distraction of the women's title. All they're playing for is the team title. So this is where it all boils down for each and every one of those three players to get some silverware to take home and a title.
Yeah, completely agree.
Rasheen Smith on table 2 for Northern Ireland, and Marion Jude at the table on table 1 for France. Just have a look at this plant here. I mean, it's about 4-ball combo. Is Marion, and she's played it, and that's a very good shot. Free in the managed to get that red out of the way of the three yellows. A little bit unfortunate for her that the other yellow's gone sat next to the red, so it's made it a little bit tougher.
Over 60 singles.
Well, not for the first time on that table for Marion Jude. She suffers a very tough bounce out. That was right out the middle of the pocket at a nice controlled pace. That is tough. This time it's not as important as the last time that happened to her, which was in the World Quarter-Finals, but still, that will bring back some poor memories.
Over 50 singles in the Royal, table 37, Steve Morris, Derek Smith. Steve Morris, Derek Smith, Royal 37.
Allez, filles.
Representation from Northern Ireland and Australia for the under 18s draw, please. Northern Ireland, Australia. Waiting for representation from those two nations for the under 18s draw.
Allez Anna, allez belle. Allez Anna. Allez Doudou. Allez. Allez Anna, allez les filles.
Marion getting the job done, and we are all square here. Slow burner to start with. We're going to see this build. I think we're in for drama. Both these sides will try and keep drama away, especially France. I think this frame on the left as well could be a little while longer yet, but certainly depends how it plays out. 8 ball nearly going in, but there is the French squad. Hélène Colassen is just watching, so having a look to see the order, see who's going out where. I can tell you that myself as well. Hélène Colassen will not play in the first round of 5 games. They are essentially sets of 5 that we play. Stehan, Roisin Smith on the right-hand side. Dorothée Chaussé, the captain, and Ashley Dinsmore for Northern Ireland, and that leaves 2 of the gun players, Emma Cunningham and Colette Henriksen, the top 2 players in the tournament, statistically speaking. And what a double, what a shot from Roisin.
Can she clip it in, or will she have to go off the top rail and come back past the red? And
I think it clips. Important thing, I don't think she does. She doesn't think this clips. So
I think it's stuck to the jaw, you know.
She's definitely not, but she's going top cushion. So that red plays quite big here.
Right, I think she's got to play this right-hand side. I think if she plays it natural, I think if it swings too wide, it'll come off about midway into the cushion, I think, here, and it might just graze past it. But anyway, she's not. She thinks it goes. She agrees with you, Simon.
And she hit it quarter ball. She's not going to go quarter ball. I do think you could drop that in, but it had to be shaved in. The double comes to nothing for Roisin, and Anaïs gets an opportunity to get France in front for the first time. Could be a tactical frame on the left for Dorothée and Ashley.
That's rather a big frame coming up in the next one that comes on. Colette Henriksen against Emma Cunningham, just looking down the list. This is only a race to 8, so it's some of these little head-to-heads with these big players that could determine the outcome of this match.
Over 50 singles in the Royal Room, table 36. Stacey Blythe, Liam Stanley. Stacey Blythe, Liam Stanley, Royal 36.
Super Anna, super.
Queen's table 4, over 60 singles. Will Deutsch, Steve Hale. Will Deutsch, Steve Hale, Queen's table 4.
Well, that's as good as any fluke you will ever see. A really poor miss, but the outcome is fantastic for France. I think Roisin should be fairly happy to see that, though, because obviously it means that Anaïs is not in a confident mood to take these out, but also it's given her a really good chance to make this 8-ball. Looks like she's looking off the right-hand side, but she's got all the room she wants in the world on the left. Yeah, I think she's just come around now to have a look at the angle she needs. Just watch for the slide here. Quite easy to miss this high. Yeah, missed it high. Missed it high. Not surprised to see that. It's tough when you don't play on these tables all the time just to get the feel for that shot. And very fortunate Anaïs gets another opportunity. And it's a tougher opportunity than her first one. Huge shot for Roisin. No, not to be, but not quite the perfection she wanted of making it, but also not wanting the 8-ball to spit away from the pocket. If she gets the 8-ball sat over the pocket there, she becomes favourite for the frame. The 8-ball just going awkward means this is still in the balance. Sure what else Anaïs could do, but for me that is not a good shot. This is a fairly comfortable shot now for Roisin. Should make this quite a few times out of 10. Worst case scenario, she's going to bump this 8-ball over. Tricky, but Anaïs has to take these out now. I think she can take the one along the bottom cushion because the 8-ball didn't sit over the pocket. That red will pass the 8-ball to the corner. She'll be thin on it, but the further to the right-hand side she goes, the better the shot will be, and you don't have to worry about position in terms of the 8-ball will be over the pocket. So as long as you kind of just float it around a couple of cushions, probably 3, you'll be fine. I think she's eyeing up the red to the centre, but if you take that one, the cue ball's going to leave it very thin on the final red and it becomes a do-or-die shot. So has to be the one along the cushion. Oh, pulls back to take it into the centre, into the corner.
throw it in the corner, to be fair. Got a better line of sight for it. Oof. Slapped it in.
Hammered it home. France are going to get themselves in front. Fascinating frame 3 there on the right-hand side. French girls watch on. You didn't see it, but the 8 ball has dropped in. France are in front. A few missed opportunities there for Roisin. See the first one, thin clip, and then a couple of chances to make it from snookers. Get away. Oh, a lot happening here.
Well, and can end up with a loss of turn. It was pretty butchered.
Yeah. So we're going to see the final 2 players, certainly the final player for Northern Ireland, Emma Cunningham. France do have Elena Colas that could come out. That will be on table 2, but right now Dorothée Chaussée has this tough red for a chance to win and go 3-1 up. And it's not going to be. Ashley Dinsmore then has the chance to get us back all square as Colette looks to get us underway.
Yeah, one of the big head-to-heads coming now on table 2. Henriksen against Cunningham. And I just think these sort of games, these are ones going to be the pivotal ones in this match. A lot of the other frames they're obviously all 50-50. So I don't think there's a lot to choose between the 2. But Henriksen breaks dry, and it is Northern Ireland's #1 player, Emma Cunningham, that will come to the table.
Ash has got that positional shot wrong, left herself really awkward here, but I think you're still going to have to just take it. You're just going to have to drop it in dead weight and back yourself.
The thing is, it's nothing to do with the cue ball. It's just concentrate everything on the pot. You can't play it with pace. It's just a roll. Easier said than done. I don't know what she's digging down. I think this is a mistake. This makes the pot 10 times harder. You tend to shunt them into the jaw.
I think the reason she's digging is that she was worried if she rolls it, she might just get high enough to allow the red to flick in as a thin cut, but give yourself every opportunity to make that ball. And I think digging it, you lowered your tariff by quite a significant margin, or lowered your chances rather.
I just think sometimes you put too much different things going through your mind on the one shot. It takes some away from the main thing of just potting it.
Allez, Dodo. Allez, là. Allez, nickel. Allez, allez.
Colette Henriksen at the table for France on the right. And France looking good to win the frame on the left. Dorothée Chaussée with this 8 ball. And in it goes, France 3-1 in front. Missed opportunities for Northern Ireland in a match you feel they need to get off to the brighter start with obviously the quality that France have, the confidence that France have. With Clet at the table and a good chance, you feel, a chance to get halfway to the mark already there for them. I have to say, I think Colette Henriksen walk away from these championships with a quarter-final of the World Singles and a loss in the final of the WEPF World Masters for the second straight year. Might be the shootout champions and the World Team champions. We'll find out by the end of the day, but I think she'll be disappointed not to win individual honours. I think she's been as close to her best game as I've seen for a long time and played a level to absolutely be winning the titles. Performance against Marion in the semi-finals of the WPF World Masters was phenomenal, and in the quarter-final she lost yesterday to Barbara Taylor. Just felt like she was on the verge of breaking out and playing brilliantly, and just kept making mistakes when it looked like she was destined to pull away, and kept Barbara in the match. And when it got tight, Barbara took it away. In the WPF World Masters final, she just didn't turn up. That's the honest truth. She just didn't turn up in the final and made it very easy for Harriet Haynes. So a huge disappointment for Colette, but she knows the game is in good shape, just with finishing touches to take those titles. But she has won the major honours before, so she has been a world champion. She has won the World Masters.
Allez ma poule là. Allez Jules là.
Good double and a frame they needed on the board. And here comes the noise. They needed that. It happens at the right time. Marion Jude, the world champion, back out. Who will win the world title this year? Got all that to come later on. We've got the semi-finals coming up this evening. Tasneem Solomons, Kirsty Lee Davies, Barbara Taylor and Harriet Haynes. Kirsty Lee will take on Harriet. Barbara Taylor will take on Tasneem. Good lineup that, really is. I think Kirsty Lee has been playing some brilliant pool, and she's got a big challenge in Harriet Haynes, the Masters champion. Barbara Taylor, two-time world champion. Tasneem Solomons already slayed down multiple-time world champions to make it through. But that's all for later on. For right now, it is Marion Jude and her French side looking to get themselves back a couple clear once again.
Concentration on Marion's face. I thought she lifted up a little quick then, just as she hit that.
Well, the most amazing thing with her match with Kersley Davies was that obviously she had a huge amount of poor fortune in the match. But more than anything, she succumbed to the pressure, which, of course, it's a World Cup final. Of course, people will come into pressure, but you've not seen it from her before. And that was something that she needs to get over.
Yeah, she's very unlucky with that in-off that the keeper caught that yellow, and that was to win the match, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But
if you were offered the chance she had in the deciding frame, it was a gift. It was just a perfect layout.
It looked over. I mean,
she went the wrong way and then missed with nerves. And and it's the first time I've seen that from Marion. Normally her patterns are on point, and but she went for a floaty kind of pot rather than one that she could really cue through. And in the end, it was a decel and quite an ugly scene. But she's such a good player, and she's still improving, and she's working so hard on the game. She'll review that, and I have no doubt improve from it. Lisa Dart trying to carry on here for Northern Ireland. 2 behind once again. She's taken on Champagny as Chucky Preston gets us back underway on the table on the left. Really good finish from Chucky in the opening frame against Champagny to really set the tone for Northern Ireland, and they weren't quite able to build on it. They had chances with Roisin and Ash. They didn't quite take them. It took Emma Cunningham to come out and make that double to get them going again, but they've lost the very next frame. Stuttering start for the Northern Irish ladies.
Lisa Dart missing the plant there.
Reggie Gill, Stuttering, top table. Reggie Gill, Stuttering, top table, please.
Chucky Preston, long yellow into the top left-hand corner. Very important shot now for Northern Ireland. She played that really well, but she screwed the cue ball back way too far. I think the black's going to have to go off the top cushion and off the red into the right-hand corner. She's looking at a thin cut. And also Lisa Dart finds herself back on the reds as well on table 2, so Northern Ireland got chances on both tables. That's not going to go in.
Noise comes from France, but that is far from easy.
Yeah, I think Chucky Preston will be pretty content with where the black is in the position of the reds.
It's one good shot to deal with the reds from Anais, but just going by the way she played her first frame, I'm not sure how confident she'll feel about this chance. This is risky. She wants to play the red top right and go into the other red. It's risky. I was just always assuming she'd play short position. And I almost thought it would be late in the frame, late in the visit. Deal with the ones at the bottom, get that short position right. Obviously, the 8-ball up being over the pocket, there is no safety. But if she goes into the red, you could pop the 8-ball here. You get the wrong cannon. It's not helped. Too full.
They start refusing playing a plant on the right side because of the awkward queuing. She's missed that one, and that's given France a very good chance here with Champagnet.
Huge shot here for Anaïs. No, that shot was going to be tough. Might have been better just to wait. I suppose if the cannon comes out well, then you can't argue with it. But it's a gift for Chucky Preston. Always felt like she was going to get back to the table when she missed that 8-ball. And she gets back and she knocks it in. And she's put her side back within one. Pressure onto Geraldine Champagnet then, and that's not the best of first shots. Just to keep France in front. Remember, they are the defending champions. They are the favourites for the tournament. They are unbeaten in the World Team Championships and the World Team Shootout this year. If she doesn't win this frame, they'll be all square at the halfway mark. And she's not taking them out. Stuttering. Remember, it was a deciding frame between these two teams when they met in the team championships. France may be the favourites, but it's closer than you think.
Well, that's not an ideal position there for Lisa Dart either to land.
Needed to get onto that plant. That would have made the frame fairly routine from that point. Cue ball in off. That could spell the end of the frame, and France to get themselves a couple clear. Poor shot from Lisa Dart. Poor visit to the table. I can tell you the draws happened for the men's team championship in Northern Ireland. Defending champions, unbeaten so far, have drawn Malta, who flew through their playoff 11-10 over Australia, and England will play Wales, who scraped over the line against India in such dramatic fashion. Zach Shepherd, very much the hero and the man of the moment. That is our semi-final lineup. That will follow. We have got the women's semi-finals first. Here we're halfway through the first semi-final. 4-3 currently to France. So this 8-ball for 5-3. And of course, in it goes, 5-3. France 3 away. And then we will have England against Australia to follow.
Accurate.
Ball one. Cue ball lost. And Northern Ireland in trouble on the left. Starting to feel in trouble here. It's just the quick swings of, felt like they had a good chance with Lisa Dart to get back all square, and all of a sudden they're 2 behind again, and they lose the next frame. All of a sudden it looks a long way back into the match. So big moments out there now. I know there's France is still 3 away, but that can happen quickly.
Yeah, they've not pushed Northern Ireland out of this by any stretch of the imagination. But you think, because it's such a short or small amount of plays in a team with 5, it's not long until you're back round to the big hitters.
Yeah.
So, you know, Marion Jude's going to be coming very shortly. Again, Colette Henriksen.
Well, Colette's out there now. She's taking on Ash. She's just sat in her chair at the moment as Ash is at the table. But you're right, then Marion will come up next. It is good the way that I do like the way France set their team up. When they're the home side, I reiterate that we play in the team championships different to the shootout. The orders are predetermined. So if you're the home team, essentially the team assigned to the left-hand side, you play 1 to 5. Now you can sub in your reserve players, but if you start as player 1, you will remain as player 1. So Marion Jude always goes out first for France. But what France do is they put Colette Henriksen out 5th.
Yeah.
So they have their 2 players, top and bottom. And what that means is Marion goes out first, and then they go Colette Marion, and then they go Colette Marion. So they have that double hit every time. And also it means that Colette ends up playing, if it gets down to a deciding frame, as it was last time they played Northern Ireland, they've got Colette playing the deciding frame. So I really like the way France set up their team when they're assigned the home team.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. The way it's there, where you're putting on one of your real strong players, if you do go to that decider, you know, somebody with wealth of experience, loads of bottle, and extreme talent.
Yeah, and it's just what you want at the right time.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of teams over the years, and some of them, they tend to think, right, it's a straight knockout, so we're just going to overload the front part of the team. We're going straight for the jugular. A couple of them players trip over because it's 1 frame pool, and it can easily happen. All of a sudden, you've thrown all your artillery out, you've fired a load of duds, and now you're really in trouble.
Big visit to the table this for Ash. Just run a little bit too far, so landed awkward hit. May have to play a little cannon. Meanwhile on the other side, it's all but over. Emma Cunningham with a straight 8 ball to get back within 1. And this is the pot to the corner. I thought she might take the one to the middle and bump into that yellow, make it easier for herself, but she can now cheer the fact that Emma's got them back within 1. Dorothée Chaussé, the French captain, is beaten. And Emma does what she's done throughout the championships and wins frames for her country. And now we get to see Colette at the table. So touching ball was called there. It looks a little bit confusing, but Colette was touching her red. So essentially, when she plays away from the red, she is deemed to have touched it, so she can just get down and pot the yellow. Sort of takes you back in time, really, because it makes you... It's the sort of thing you used to see a lot of in world rules, not because of that reason, but seeing a player come to the table and potting their opponent's ball straight.
Same with snooker, though, isn't it? If you were touching a red, you can go in and play it straight up to bulk and play off let's say the yellow, and stick the cue behind the brown.
Exactly. It's completely correct, but it's just it looks. It's the only time I think the rule set's so good, so beautifully set up, and it's so simple, but it's the only time it ever looks strange. Ashley's got herself down, I think, onto the double. I do think the double goes a little bit tight past the 8 ball, but I think it's on. Not sure she can get the cue ball back out to get on the 8 ball, even if she makes it. She needs to come up with something. Trouble in that frame if she doesn't.
That's a great shot played there. Lots of power. Chucky Preston. She's looked very impressive today, Chucky.
I've been really impressed with Chucky throughout the championships. She went well in the singles as well. It was a tough loss to Marion Jude, deciding frame, and she had chances in the decider as well that stopped her from making it through. She's gone really well in the team championship as well. And she has an opportunity here in a frame against Marion Jude to get her side back all square, although in truth the frame on the other side might finish first.
Not landed well there though, Chucky Preston. As we hear the Northern Ireland women singing along in the background. I don't think, you know, those girls will sing and sing all night whether they win or lose. They're a happy bunch, has to be said. And they are good fun. I've known Emma Cunningham for years and years and years. And she's great laugh to be around. She's a brilliant player, obviously.
Good hit from Ashley Dinsmore.
That's a great hit.
Keeping herself in the frame as much as she can, but it's still Colette Henriksen's frame to lose. And this is exactly what we're talking about. Right now, France have Colette Henriksen and Marion Jude at the table, looking good to win their frames.
In a really important part of the match as well, Simon. You know, if they both win, that's them on the hill.
Didn't know you were good at maths, Tony.
I'm not. I'm actually not bad, actually. I can do my 4 times table.
Well, Colette is being ultra patient. Now, will this come back to bite her? I mean, I don't know what she's hoping, how she's hoping to get this better. Because even if she gets cue ball in hand, she was essentially cue ball in hand anyway.
I don't think she likes that yellow part in between those two reds. And I think she's looked at it and thought, well, if I can get ball in hand, I can put the white next to the one that's into the middle back and just pop that screw back. It just makes life a little easier. But we've said it time and time again, you are handing the table to your opponent who's only got one throw of the dice, and that's to try and hit this as hard as you can, really, and hope you pot it. So, and we've seen it time and time again.
Well, it happened with India. Took us to a deciding frame because of it in the previous match.
Well, Colette does get ball in hand now, so we'll see which way she attacks the frame. Marion has just played a good shot there as well.
Yeah, she pulled out the double, then the breakout. She's picked a good route here. Possibly just overhit it. A little bit awkward, but
I like the way she's dusted herself down after yesterday's heartbreak and come out firing on all cylinders. This shows she's got true star quality.
Yeah, I think if you're a 2-time world champion and you're 23, 24 years old, and I know sometimes it's the manner of the defeat, but I think already having 2 in the bag, I think she'll be okay.
I've seen it before though. I mean, throughout pool, where people have, they've been regular tournament wins, and then something really tragic has happened on the table. But I mean, proper heartbreak when you've thrown away a chance to get into, the final of a major tournament, and then you see it for a year. That player can be completely lost.
You do see that. I think she's way too level-headed for that. She's pulled out a brilliant frame here.
Just wants to guide the cue ball back past the black, and she does. And France are going to get to number 6 and 2 away from a place in the final. Colette Henriksen is in prime position as well on table 2. You see now Cedric Subervilla's crept into the arena, the elegant French men's player who's been playing for years and years and years.
Yeah, the men's team will get right behind the ladies' team here. I said this a few times throughout the championships. I thought it was such a great touch, but in the World Team Shootout final, they did not want to watch France playing in the Euros. They wanted to watch their team playing in the World Team Shootout final. Other teams in this competition would not do that. And it's great how bonded they are across the men's and ladies' games.
Just one good positional shot from Colette required. I'll be tempted to send a keyboard towards the black and maybe try and go behind it. Played it brilliantly. See, I'd have been a bit scared of the middle bag, I have to say, especially on such a quick table. This to get on the hill for France. In it goes. Colette Henriksen and Marion Jude both together do their thing. And this is what it was designed to do, Simon, as you so rightly called.
Yeah, match is tight, match is on the line, they go pop, pop, win them both, and they're on the hill all of a sudden, and it's a mountain to climb for Northern Ireland. But they're sending out Emma Cunningham for her third frame to try and start to climb that mountain. Northern Ireland will go Emma Cunningham, Ashley Dinsmore, Lisa Dart and Roisin Smith in that order. But they have to win all 4 frames. Emma's taking on Geraldine Championnet, Anaïs Dehan, Dorothée Chaussee, and then Colette Henriksen will play the final frame if we get there.
Always seem to see a frame or two where the black goes in off the break, but not in the World Team Championship shootout.
How do we not
when it's in play?
No golden break or duck in the World Team Championship, World Team Shootout this year. Would have been nice to have a little bit more time to maybe see one.
Yeah, it would.
Well, Northern Ireland in on both tables. It's simple from here. 4 straight frames. Simple for me to say, not simple to do. Big shot here for Ashley. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, nice little plant there. And she's on the yellow into the same pocket. Well, loss of turn.
Some outcome from Emma Cunningham. Poor shot, but the outcome is good. Unless there's easy to play the snooker. And
I think
the
it
fact
is.
The fact that Champanet is getting down quickly, this is, yeah, that was easier than I thought it was going to be. Anyway, Ashley Dinsmore needs to forget what's going on the other table. Emma Cunningham may be looking like she's about to get beaten, which would end the match, but if Ashley Dinsmore can just get this frame on the board, give her some hope. You just never know. We saw it with India. You never know.
Slings a bit more pressure on if she can get that one on the board.
Yeah, there's no guarantees, even if Emma fouls here, that Geraldine Champanet will get out. So you just got to believe. Tries to spin it in. Oh, it refuses to fall.
And it's going to be ball in hand for Champanet.
Ashley Dinsmore might have more luck with that shot in Kansas City in a month's time. She'll be going out for the Kansas City Women's Open. Going out with Amy Beecham to experience a little bit of American pool. That's all to come in a month's time. What a pot that is from Anais. Probably one that she didn't want to make, but it flew in. You feel right now that Northern Ireland need a miracle. France are in complete control of both frames. What's Anais doing here? Just brush off it, surely. Leave it on the bottom cushion. She's played a good shot all the same.
The balls are there though for Champanet of France to deliver victory over Northern Ireland, get themselves into the final. Oh my word, she's missed, and not only she missed, look where she's left Emma Cunningham. Slightly the wrong side of that yellow, so she's going to have to use a lot of cue power to get around the table, but Emma has it in her locker.
It's just to get underneath the 8 ball. It's going to be tough from here, but she'll be thrilled to have this chance. Do you reckon you could cross double this to get down to the bottom right corner? Is it just off?
He could do, but I think Emma has the cue power to get round. Wants to travel.
Comes up short. It's just hard to get all the way around there.
Yeah, for me, it's one of those where you had to dig it really deep and get it. So the keyboard, as it comes back, it delays before it speeds up, and then the spin kicks in, and then you get that extra bit of travel. Whereas Emma just played a straight screw with power.
Really rip it, isn't it?
That's it, yeah. One of those where you see Chris Melling can whiz it around the table probably twice with that great big long looping cue action and power that he has. Wait for it, wait for it.
What a shot from Emma Cunningham. Absolute magic. That was truly incredible.
Just look at her face.
And this is, you think, oh no, the Reds are going to get in the way. They part, and in goes the 8 ball. She is unbelievable at making doubles. This time it's a treble. It was a played for treble as well. Top right hand corner is blocked. Emma Cunningham. Is this a repeat of what we saw with India? I mean, that is truly magnificent.
That was a box office shot, that one. If you ever see one, I mean, wow. In fact, I mean, that's better than Zach Shepard's, because Zach's went off another ball. Yes, he did play it, or played in that area, but Emma's played that, and it had to go in clean. What makes it even better is that you see the 2 Reds go to that side of the table, and you think, oh, they're going to block it, and then they come back away again as almost it was rehearsed.
Just amazing. Just amazing.
Ashley Dinsmore now as well. Chance here.
And Ash is in to win this one. 2 frames that look like France had them sewn up, and when they only need 1 frame, and all of a sudden this 8 ball goes in, it's completely different feeling.
All of a sudden, Colette Henriksen will be required to come to the table should Dinsmore make this black?
Can you believe what we've just seen? I'm in complete shock.
I can, because it's knockout stage now, and this is where the drama happens. That's close. That's in.
Beautiful stuff from Ashley Dinsmore. She hung in there. She hung tough. She wins the frame with a good 8-ball, and Northern Ireland are back within 1. 2 frames to play. They need them both. France need 1. Lisa Dart to try and continue for Northern Ireland. She's taken on the French captain, Dorothée Chaussée. And as we've talked about throughout the tournament, throughout the match, Colette Henriksen will come out for France against Roisin Smith in the final frame of the match.
Oh, yellows are all available. Lisa Dart at the table for Northern Ireland.
Reds aren't bad. It's a poor miss. Dorothée with the chance.
The French ladies skipper. Going to require a captain's innings now from...
Dorothée's been solid, if not spectacular, in the tournament so far, going at a 60% lick. Won 1, lost 1 so far in the match. Lisa Dart has lost both of her frames previously played in the match.
And it's come to that situation that you alluded to earlier, Simon, of having Colette Henriksen to bring up the rear and be that stalwart at the back, guarding the fort, as it were.
Yeah, and the tough one for Northern Ireland, and this is where obviously only having a squad of 5 hurts them. Roisin not having the best of tournaments, going at 40%. She's lost both frames in this match. She comes out, so you've got one of the world's best against Roisin, who's a very nice player, but she's not having the best of tournaments. So it definitely favours France. But it is 1 frame pool. And you can be having a disappointment tournament. You come up with the goods in the deciding frame, you're a hero.
Well, this is why these teams qualify for the knockout stages, because these teams are the best that are in it. So you're going to expect close matches. Lovely shot there by Henriksen. Develops this red. So you look at these 2 frames now, and you'd have to say France are big favourites to win. Well, probably both the frames at this moment in time.
But not as big as the 2 frames they were ahead just previously.
No.
7-4, they were favourites to win both of those frames comfortably.
Yeah. Lisa Dart playing a good shot there, though. Played a loss of turn. It puts the French skipper back in.
That's very good from Colette, though, to find that line.
Yeah, it is. On table 1, what Lisa Dart's done is she's opened up that pocket for her yellow should she get the opportunity. So it's just keeping France under a bit of pressure. You see, you're playing that frame over there on table 1, and there's nothing you can do about what Colette Henriksen does on table 2. So if you're
put it out of your mind.
I know it's hard not to keep glancing across those. You're sat in your chair because it's all very relevant. Henriksen chooses the safety.
It becomes more, if you're in France's shoes and you're in a tough spot, then on your particular game, then it does, but you can keep half an eye on it, just because you might determine what you decide to do. Do you try and keep yourself in there as long as possible and add to the pressure, or but for Northern Ireland having to win both frames, the 2 girls out there now can just forget about it. And Lisa Dart has the perfect chance here to take us to that deciding frame. Oh, this is perfect for her as well. It's just lined up lovely.
It's important now. You can afford to go a bit too far with this one. Or does she bother? Actually, I'll tell you what, play the one on the left now.
Yeah, I would. The only reason for argument against it is the 8-ball doesn't go left centre. It's not as wide open left centre.
Not this far, though. That's too far.
That's not the best of shots from Lisa.
Sort of skidded the cue ball across side. I thought it would come more in a straight angle up.
What's the line of the cue ball if she makes the pot? Is it missing the red? If it's missing the red, it might not be too bad. I don't think she's going to get perfect on the 8-ball.
I think it flicks the red. It might come straight, and the cue ball comes straight up into the black. Well, that's one definitely got away there from Norlon, and that was a very easy chance.
See, this is where, for me, if you're France and Dorothée Chaussee, just keep half an eye on what's going on the other table. Work out your pattern, work it out. You know what you're going to do. You're going to leave the red bottom right as your last ball, drop the 8 ball in the left centre. But you might not have to play them because Colette Henriksen's in to win the match. So just be very mindful. You're playing at 45 seconds a shot. Don't allow yourself to get in the mess thinking this is for the match. I've got to take this out for the match. Try and take pressure off yourself. Although Colette has played a poor shot and left herself a terrible angle.
Well, I'm wondering if she can cut that into the middle. I know it's a bit thinner than she'd like, but where the cue ball will go, if she just digs at the bottom, it would be into the top round, come back and hit that yellow just beneath the 2 reds. And if she does that, she's in pinpoint position.
It is very thin, though. It does go, but it's thin.
Ooh.
Does the red go? I don't think so.
We don't know. We can't tell from here.
Pressure ramps up on Dorothée Chaussee, and she is now mopping up for the title, not the title, the victory, to get them into the title match.
Yeah, she's just the wrong side of the red, though, into the centre. It's all very tense again.
Oh, it did go. It did go. Is it going to pull up in time?
It will pull up in time.
Okay, so it's Colette Henriksen, and yeah, you can see Dorothée. She's not rushing for that very reason.
Knowing Colette, what she'll do, she'll pot that.
Oh dear. Oh
she'll
dear,
pot
oh
that
dear.
red at the top.
If I'm Lisa Dart here, I'm potting those 2 balls super quick. Just get down and knock them in. Ramp the pressure up on Colette. Make sure Colette's potting that, knowing it's for the title, knowing it's for the match. And she's on it as good as she can be.
I think Lisa Dodds probably won't play it now because Colette, well, now if I'm Lisa Dodds, run around
the table and knock it in, get that noise. This is it though, this is for the match. Lisa's on the 8 ball as well. They pot them at the same time. It doesn't matter, France have won. They have won by the barest of margins again. They have won by 1 frame. Colette Henriksen has done it again for France. They are back into the final as they try to defend their title and add to the World Team Shootout they have already won.